Hot Wheels Acceleracers, The Speed of Silent, the second part in the Acceleracers series. The special opens up with the realms opening, but oh no, it opens to the droid realm. They fled through, led by their queen, which I think I forgot to mention last time's name is Galorum. They have all the Accelerachargers. They wreck the cars and blow up the base, but it was all just a dream. Later at a meeting, Tesla refers to them having 2 Accelerachargers. You might be confused because last time we only saw 1. Well, that's because there are minisodes that are set between each part. I didn't bring it up before because the minisodes are actually important, but they're special features, and I really don't get why they didn't just splice them into the specials. But yeah, in the minisodes, we did see Porkchop win a cavern realm, and Shirako's car being a disco ball on wheels. We also got the lava realm. Ironically, everyone's wheels got a little too hot.
I'm gonna pass.
Taro spun out, but Vert actually saves him.
This heat's killing our tires, Porkchop. Can't you smell them?
Smells good. Yeah, smells good. Just like Mama used to burn.
They didn't win, but Monkey did take one of the drone's wheels, because the drone's wheels can actually shapeshift for different tracks. Tesla finally installed a teleporter, the EDR, Emergency Driver Return, to everyone's car. Remember, he already had one, only installing them in everyone else's car as soon as they started winning Accelerachargers.
It's too bad Kadeem didn't have an EDR in his car. Remember Kadeem? When are we going after Kadeem?
We all wish we could rescue Kadeem, Vert. But we can't go back into the realm where he was trapped, because
The important thing now is to stop the drones from getting more Accelerachargers.
The intro plays over everyone getting their cars refitted. You can actually see Metal Maniac and Teku logos over their sides of the garage because, well, they are street gangs. After that, Karma goes to inspect the droid they got last time, and actually recognizes her as Galorum.
You know, you do look like Galorum. From one side, anyway.
The significance of this would have probably been fleshed out if we actually got a Part 5. Karma responds with and reminds the audience that Kurt used to be a spy for Galorum before he found out that she was evil, in the world race, which sets up people not trusting Kurt. Meanwhile, Torque's testing the cavern charger, which makes him see in the dark, and then Tesla purposely chooses Nolo of all people to race with Torque to test the plant charger. The swamp charger makes bridges underneath with vines, but it has its limits. Monkey made some new Nitrox 3.5, which makes you accelerate in reverse, or blows your car's engine. Same difference.
I understand now why you didn't put the emergency driver return in the car sooner. It didn't matter if they made it back, until they started taking Accelerachargers into the realms.
Even she realizes he's sus.
If you knew how important the Accelerachargers are,
Why don't you just tell me, Dr. Tesla? Just what is it the drones are going to do if they get them all?
I don't know! The more I study it, the less I understand.
Well, that's just how I feel when trying to look up why this got cancelled. Karma experiments with the droid to try and figure out how they race. Porkchop tries breaking in his car, and then tries to break into Teku. But the fight is interrupted yet again when the realm is opening. Porkchop's real name is apparently Diesel Riggs. Taro and Soraya get the Accelerachargers, and our realm is the water realm, which causes Porkchop to start freaking out. They fall into a thing that has lights similar to the droids, which leads into their underwater tunnels. Monkey is mad crushing on Lonnie. Man, the way of water is pretty. Porkchop freezes up and becomes the first one to use the emergency teleporter. And apparently Lonnie didn't realize an object in motion stays in motion and forgot to put down some padding.
Check out these colors. Cool.
This leads into one of my favorite bits of music in the series, Moving Metal / Wild's theme. He purposely rams his brother from behind.
Back off, little brother.
Your brother died in prison.
Which gives Wild more context to why he hates Kurt. Karma tells Tesla that she's pretty sure the realms are testing everyone for different driving skills. Tesla thinks that's bunk. Lonnie and Nolo set up some padding for the emergency teleport, and Nolo actually doesn't hate all the Metal Maniacs, he's actually concerned for Porkchop. Vert finds an Accelepod that makes him go really fast. He makes it to the surface as his theme, Hit the Ground Running, plays. It's a very 2000s pop rock song which perfectly encapsulates Vert, But Kurt gets a little too cocky, and ironically, the former Rave Ripper spuns out on water. Everyone else makes it to the surface.
I'm gonna pass you.
Everyone but Taro gets rammed in the back, but Serato makes it back on the track, just for the droids to win. Taro gets sandwiched between two droids and accidentally ends up in their realm. So he nopes out of there with Nitrox 3.5, just for him to start all the way back at the beginning of the race. So he has to accelerate all the way to the end, and he actually does make it with only a second to spare. Even Nolo and Vert says he's the best driver of them all. Monkey goes to check in on Porkchop and gets him to admit that he's afraid of water.
Very afraid.
How come?
Well, my daddy, see, he drowned when I was a little boy.
It's not super complicated, but it's a nice emotional moment for something that's mostly just a commercial for toys. Vert actually leaves. Meanwhile, Torque is having a nightmare about Tone, giving us a glimpse into his side of the tale, showing that Tone's death affects more than just Nolo. And speaking of, he woke up in the garage. He's looking for a fight and he bashes Monkey's windscreen in. Torque does not want to fight, just for the realm opening to break up yet another fight. Porkchop sleeps with a plush pig, and Monkey has a weird dream about Lonnie.
Mitchell McClurg.
Who's Mitchell?
Hey, the name's Monkey.
Nello and Torque get the Acceleracers, Monkey gets Wild's car, and our realm is a city. They have to avoid traffic and getting sideswiped by trucks. Nello keeps trying to race Torque, and Torque wants nothing to do with this. Kurt learns balance equals traction. And one of the AI cars that are flying around the city loads an Accelopod, which is weird because they don't have drivers. Also, they totally drive over a bunch of the AI cars but not crush them. One of the drone cars lands on Nolo and flips him, and Torque actually goes back to check on him. Nolo tries using the swamp charger to get him free, which only makes him more stuck. Monkey's having a good time until he gets caught by a new droid thing, a sweeper, which launches little pit crew guys to go under the car, which messes it up and makes them go in reverse, get caught by the sweeper, which tears the car apart and captures Monkey. Porkchop's concerned for Monkey and Tesla's more concerned about the Acceleracharger. Torque goes to save Monkey. Him and Karma work together to stop the sweeper. Karma goes in front of the sweeper to get its attention. Torque rams it from behind and climbs on top to save Monkey, but also Nolo's in there. The drones go to help the sweeper, and they might be copying Accelerachargers. The sweeper driver goes topside, just for Torque to headbutt it off. The drones get swept up. Torque saves Nolo, but one of the drones has a swamp realm. Nolo saves Torque as the drone gets clotheslined. The two are now on better terms. Taro's about to win until he gets rear-ended by Kurt. But when he returns, he doesn't have an Acceleracharger. Weird. Back with Galorum, it appears that she has someone captive. Wild's about to tear Monkey a new one for losing his car, but it's broken up by everyone being distrustful for Kurt winning the race, which he says he didn't. Most of the Teku don't even trust him, even after he agrees to get scanned and his car scanned for the Acceleracharger, which Wild doesn't even trust, which causes friction between Torque and Wild. Then we see a bright purple ring of power and Kurt and a drone jumping through. And it turns out they were people in disguise. This group is called the Silencers, hence Speed of Silence. As for the minisodes of this episode, Cliffside Realm, we have the drone stealing Tesla's brace, and Wild of all people stopping him. And then in the race, Kurt throws Scirocco over the side. We cut back earlier, and after it ditched a sweeper, it shot out one of those pit crew things to go under Scirocco's car, and caused him to have a nitrox leak, almost causing his car to explode, so Kurt tossed him over to get him to stop and evacuate. And then our second episode is the Ice Realm, where Taro crashes yet again, and he has a hallucination about Gamora, but as soon as he comes to, he finds an Accelopod and gets back on the track, just to get tossed out by Karma, who's actually another Silencer. Speed of Silence is a pretty good follow-up to the first part. Everything that worked in Ignition works here, as well as added character development for Porkchop, Karma figuring out the realms, Wild and his brother dealing with stuff, Tesla continuing to being sus, Torque and Nolo figuring things out, and a good setup for the Silencers. Overall, I'd probably give this a 7 out of 10.